Death Valley Days.
This is the magnificent new National Cowboy Hall of Fame and Western Heritage Center in Oklahoma City. Dedicated by act of Congress, it's a memorial to the hardy pioneers who carved our civilization from the wilderness. Inside, you'll find historical reference to all the famous names of the early West, and to many equally heroic figures which, but for the Western Heritage Center, might be forgotten. From the center's files comes the remarkable story of how Hugh Glass meets the bear.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Man named Henry here?
Inside.
You wait here for me, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Fitzpatrick! Who is that?
I think that's Hugh Glass. Old Graybeard, they call him.
Who is he?
He's a scout.
Old Graybeard, yes, I've heard of him. What is he doing here? I thought you was the scout.
Well, you ask the major about that.
Henry?
I'm Major Henry.
Well, I'm Hugh Glass. I got word you wanted to talk.
That's right. I've been waiting for you.
Don't know what you'd be wanting with an old Indian hunter, Major, but here I am.
That's exactly why I want you. We're a long way from Fort Henry, Hugh. But I have to get there soon.
You mean near the mouth of the Yellowstone?
Yes.
Might as well undertake to go to the moon.
But we've got to reopen that fort.
I guess you've heard the tribes between here and there ain't very friendly these days.
Oh, yes, I've heard. That's why I sent for you.
55, I kind of thought I'd got over such folly. On the other hand, there ain't much fun sitting around a country store. Put me on tap. Oh, there's a hook to it.
Yes?
I got a young buck waiting outside, getting ready for his first country run, and, well, I'd kind of like to take him along with me.
Well, we've already signed another scout. Fitzpatrick.
Oh, I don't know of him, but where you want to go, another good man will be a help.
Well, all right, Glass, if you want him. We leave at dawn.
Fitzpatrick, big mind your tongues, there's Indians out there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Put out that fire.
You hear anything, Louis? Me neither. Not unless you think them little owl hoots up there is Indians.
Indians no hit at night.
Who says so?
Well, Fitzpatrick here, he says.
Yeah, well, nobody told them Indians that. Jim, lights went out over that light.
What do you mean?
Well, you look at that for 1 minute, and you can't see out there for 10.
I'll put it out.
Blast him. He's done got me nervous now. You believe him, Louis?
He has a nose for Indians, they say.
What's important reading out here, anyway? One of them love yarns, I warrant.
I was reading the great book, sir.
Scriptures? Well, I like that, Jim. Keep a tight lip and go by the grace of God.
Much obliged.
Pick up the tricks, Jim. But keep your faith and know where you be bound.
Where you be bound, sir?
Me? Ain't rightly sure, Jim. Beard's graying, I ain't there yet, but maybe it's a lesson for you and that young fella. Ooh, the heart of a fool is in his mouth. That's one of them tricks, Jim. You don't want to be ambushed. Don't let any man drop his guard.
Me, sir?
Aye, that's your job when I'm not around.
Nose for Injuns. I don't smell nothing a dunk in the creek wouldn't fix.
Maybe that is why we don't smell no Indians, huh?
And now we commend them to thee, O Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Glass.
I should have listened to you. Now we have no horses, we'll have to go afoot.
It's done. Well, we got the rest of the trail to worry over now.
How do you want to handle it?
Well, there's one thing for sure. There's Injuns all around us. Now, that means no gunfire or we'll have them all over us.
We've got to hunt for meat.
Well, that's where I come in. I can snare the game without a sound, so I'll work out ahead of you and do the hunting. My young friend will stay with you and see that your men don't make any more fool mistakes. Well, I'll move on, Major.
Hungry wolf growls in his stomach.
Quiet, can't you see the Major's heard something?
It's Hugh Glass!
Graybeard.
There's something to eat.
Sir? Since you've been scouting ahead, I don't get to hear much of your yarnings and doings. What do you got for today?
Oh, I got plenty of yarning. But first, how did the Major do?
Well, there was a lot of squawking and belly aching about keeping the lines closed up, but when I reminded him, the Major did pretty good.
A lot of belly aching, huh? I don't know what's happened to men these days. They come out here, lies tumbling out of them like belches from a buffalo's stomach. Not one of them worth his stuffing. Oh, you see this rope? That's what got me that meat you're eating. You know, tied to a young bent sapling, why, it's the best trick there is when you don't want to scare up a bunch of Indians with a shot. Why don't you take a look at it while I yarn a bit?
Maybe so. But since you've been doing the hunting and filling their bellies, the men think you're about the best thing that's ever happened.
Well, let me see. One of the curious things I seen on my first trip up here was over a side of ground from here in the land of the Crow Nation. A great medicine man had laid a curse on one of their mountains. Everything was instantly petrified, and is that way to this day. Yes, sir. Sagebrush, grass, prairie fowl, antelope, elk, and bears, just as perfect as in life. Why, even the birds soar with their wings spread and fly. So how's that for a beginner?
Oh, all right for a beginner, but how about one of your real brags? I want to see if I can't get through this.
Oh, a real windjammer, huh? Well, one of the things I do remember in particular is when I was out alone on a hunt one day. Thought him about it. Here's this car-cat attacking me, see? Long black hair, wolf from the tip of his nose back to his shoulders, and from there on a bear, but far, far bigger. And a cry that would strike terror in the stoutest heart. Well, there's nothing to do but turn and meet him. Too close to shoot, so it's hand-to-hand conflict from the start. Man, it was a long, fierce struggle. First I'd have him, then he'd have the odds against me. Finally,
What happened?
the monster killed me.
Baptiste, you know the orders. Close up that line.
This time, old graybeard, he go too far.
He said it'd be like this.
We gotta eat to live. Your fine hunter ought to know that.
Well, it can't be much farther. Come on.
I'm all traveled out.
I can go it no longer.
Move fast and keep your eyes peeled.
That's him.
It's the Indians. They're scalping him.
Hold it. I gotta help. Look!
Now scraped off.
He's breathing.
He won't pull through. He must be all tore to pieces inside.
Poor old graybeards.
Just can't believe it.
What do you think, Fitzpatrick?
He ain't gonna make it.
No chance?
I don't see how he lives now. Best it's just a matter of hours.
We're already behind schedule.
Sir, you're not thinking of just leaving him here.
No, we wait till dawn. Let's get him under cover. Whether he decides to die or not isn't certain. But he's got the death sweats, and I'm taking that for my clue. With the Indian situation as it is, I can't endanger this party because of one man. I'm offering a reward, a liberal one, for 2 of you to stay with him. The rest of us move back to the fort.
I'd like to stay, sir.
Oh, you're too young. I need people who can handle themselves. Fitzpatrick, how about you?
I can't see as how it'd serve any good.
It's only right. I'm asking it.
Whatever you say, Major.
Pardon, sir, but he is my friend, and I'd like to stay.
All right, Bridger. I'm sure he'd be pleased. Good luck. See you back at the fort.
Plumb crazy, if you ask me.
Huh?
The both of us. Here, wait. Engines all around. What good is it?
You said it'd only be a matter of hours. You can't leave a man to die.
Gotta get out of here. I know Hugh ain't gone yet, but look at him. We're sacrificing our lives for a man that's gotta die.
You're yellow-bellied, scared, Fitzgerald. It isn't whether he dies or not. It's important.
All
It's
right,
whether...
all right. But what about the facts? You know who them engines is hunting? There's water here. And sooner or
You
later
think he
they're
would leave us?
You think he'd want us to get scalped? I'm leaving, Jim. You want to stay here and die with him? That's your whack. Listen to it. They've discovered something.
Hugh, can you hear me? Don't touch that.
Why, he's dead, ain't he?
I guess the monster got you, didn't he, old man?
You coming? Pick up his fixings, quick.
What was that?
Hugh's dying breath. He's gone now. There ain't no time to bury him. Let's go.
You hear me? Do you hear me out there? Let me get a hold of your cowardly carcasses. Oh, dead or alive. They could have left me my rifle.
You couldn't make it.
We gathered his things. Nothing else we could do. Nothing else anybody could do.
I don't want the money, Major.
Nothing said you had to stay. Here, take it.
Well, the old man got himself killed, but took a grizzly bear to do it.
Major,
Yes.
I'd like to keep the rifle.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter now. You gentlemen had the nerve to stay with it. You have my respect.
I keep thinking of him lying back up there.
Hush up.
He should have stayed.
Why? You seen him. You know he's dead.
Hey. Maybe some Indians, huh?
Louis, what's wrong?
I saw
You saw what?
outside. Graybeard. He's ghost.
Why, that's ridiculous. My God. 2 men saw you die at the forks of the Grand.
Show me these men who saw so much.
There's one of them.
Either they lie here or I lie there. Oh, get up and wag your tail. I couldn't shoot a pup. Where's this other man that saw me die?
Gone to Fort Atkinson. I've been holding on to this.
Well, it's a long way I've traveled. And I've got some yarning to do about a man that was raised from the dead. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Well, first take the lid off the pot, and let's see what kind of an appetite a ghost can have.
And so it was that Hugh Glass, after an ordeal that few men could survive, found his revenge by forgiving. The older deserter, Fitzpatrick, was ignored by Glass and by history thereafter. The younger one, called Jim, learned a great truth from Hugh's actions and went on to become one of America's great pioneer scouts. Fort Bridger in western Wyoming stands today as a monument to his contribution to the building of the West.